first drill that we use in the quarterback throwing progression to teach a quarterback how to execute the proper throwing mechanics is called hips throw. And so the quarterback's going to start by facing his target with his hips and his shoulders and his feet facing forward and facing the target he's going to throw to. All right? He's going to hold the ball right in front of his chest, right in his sternum. He's going to have a nice tall posture. And posture means we want his shoulder and hip lined up. He's going to have a bend in his knees so that the weight is over the balls of his feet. Okay? And then his head's going to remain nice and stable as he rotates his hip. All right? So that's the position that we would like to put him in before we start. This whole drill, I'm going to show it to you first, and then I'll go back and show you the coaching points. So you see that he's going to coil backwards, then he's going to uncoil, and he's going to throw the football. So that's what the drill looks like. He coils his hips, he uncoils them, and he throws the football. So let's talk about what we want to happen and what we're looking for. We're looking to make sure that his knees stay bent the whole time. And the reason you do that is when your knees are bent, that allows your hips to rotate with maximum velocity and rotate easily. All right? If you do any type of unbending of the knee, which is what Witt is doing in this particular throw, that's called vertical bouncing. So what we have is we have energy going up instead of around his hips through the target. So we do not want him to do that at all. We want him to coil his upper body. So you see that his front shoulder is facing the target now. His eyes are still forward. So he's coiling his upper body, and then he's going to uncoil his upper body and throw. But he should do that without any straightening of these knees. Okay? Knees should remain bent the whole time. And you can also see that because you see that his heels are off the ground. So that should not happen. When he coils his upper body and he gets to the area where he's going to coil maximally, you see that he separates his hand off the ball, his left hand off the ball. When this happens, we do not want him to dip the ball down. We'd like that ball to remain armpit height or higher. Okay? So he's done a nice job of armpit height or higher with the ball, getting ready to load it. The other thing is we don't want this elbow to be a chicken wing, so when he separates, it's up here. He's done a nice job of separating his hands and keeping his elbow nice and quiet. So he doesn't need to raise that elbow up. The reason you don't want to do that is the quieter you can keep this elbow, the quicker it can get to your chest right here in this instance, then the faster your hips will rotate. And the faster you can rotate your hips, the faster and more arm speed that you have. So nice job of keeping that elbow nice and quiet when he separates his hands from the ball. Nice job of making sure that this ball doesn't dip and it's at least armpit height. Okay? So he's coiled, he's getting ready to uncoil. As he uncoils, you'll notice that his front elbow will start to tuck and help turn his shoulders. We don't want that to be a violent action because actually the uncoiling should be started with the hips. Okay? In this case, he loses a little bit of that because he's vertical bouncing, which once again means his knees are unbending. Okay? But his elbow starts to tuck, which helps turn his upper body and is coincided with the rotation of the hips. As he starts his load position, the load position is where is the ball when it's right behind his head, that's load position, okay? And when he's in load position, we want to check and make sure that his hand is right over his bicep because this allows the tricep to be fully extended, which loads it up to enable it to fully extend and contract as we throw the football, okay? So he's in a good load position. hands over his bicep. As he starts to turn, tuck and turn, you'll notice that his elbow starts to lead the throw. So it starts to lead the throw. You see the elbow starting to come forward, which takes his upper arm and makes it parallel to the ground. If you can get your upper arm parallel to the ground, then you have good external rotation, and that's really going to help you generate a lot of arm speed from your hips. Okay, so his elbow starts to come forward, it leads the throw, and he gets to this position. And this is actually the same position that you would use to shoot a jump shot in basketball. Because this elbow is a hinge joint, and that means that the hand is right behind the elbow, you got to point this elbow to your target and let it lead the throw. So your elbow leads the throw, and then as your elbow leads the throw, the ball is released out in front of your body. So we see that the release point is out in front of your body. And this is where you want to release the ball. The reason being is this allows and makes sure that you fully rotated your hips and all the energy has gone from your hips, up the side, through your shoulder, into your elbow, through your forearm and wrist, and into your fingertips. So this is a really good job of releasing the ball out in front of you and allowing that coiling and uncoiling of your body to put all the energy of rotation from your hips into your fingertips. Okay? So then the last thing we want to check is we want to make sure after he lets the ball go that his forearm is parallel to the ground. So we go back and stop this and see that you'll see that his hand is fully extended and his forearm is parallel to the ground. And that means that he's fully extended and contracted his tricep, put all the energy from rotation of his hips into his fingertips. And then in terms of the follow through, we just want that arm to come down and finish. We don't have a particular area. As long as he gets to full extension, you can just let that fall down and finish wherever it's comfortable. Okay? We don't want this left side to be exposed. We want those shoulders perfectly straight. All right? Let's look at it one more time. That's hips throw drill.